Mic check, mic check. Of course, this is Mr. Guest, and you tune in to Mr. Guest Notes here on YouTube/Mr. Guest Notes. These notes we're going to talk about today discusses the skeletal system. Now, there are four major functions of the skeletal system. Now, we know that they support, we know that our bones protect us, but it's two things a lot of people, a lot of teachers leave off. Of course, we already know, and I hope you know, that we have 206 bones in our body, at least the average human body. Now, we're not counting humans who got 6 fingers, 6 toes, maybe an extra rib or one less rib, but the average human body has 206 bones. Also know this, that our skeleton provides support. That's one thing. Protects organs. 2, here's something that's very important that's often left out. It makes new blood cells and stores important minerals. That's what we're going to talk about today. Here we go. Starting off, our skeleton definition, a framework of bones that supports and protects the body and helps with movement. Real simple. Now, our bone, just like our skin and many other parts of our body, has 3 major layers. That's the periosteum, that's like the skin of the bone. Yeah, I said it. Our bones actually have skin itself. It has the compact bone and the spongy bone. Again, the 3 major layers, periosteum, compact bone, and spongy bone. Let's start with the periosteum. Tough outer layer of living tissue which covers the surface of bones. In fact, right beneath the periosteum is where we find that hard layer, that white layer that we associate with bones called compact bone. But at the very top, we got this very thin layer of living tissue. I mean, there's blood vessels. There's blood inside the periosteum. It is very much alive and part of the bone. Next, and I know the picture looks funny, but it has a point. Compact bone is part of the bone that is very strong and is made up of bony tubes. The compact bone is the hardest material in our body except for tooth enamel. All right, tooth enamel is again a part of our skeletal system. So your teeth, your whole grill, yes, I said it, is a part of your skeletal system. Your teeth are bones as well. All right, and the tooth enamel, which covers our teeth, is the hardest material in your whole body. Moving on. Compact bone surrounds a layer of spongy bone. Now, spongy bone, that's where we have blood marrow. And blood marrow, also known as bone marrow, is what makes our blood cells. I'm talking about red blood cells, white blood cells, so on and so on. All our blood cells are made inside blood marrow, also known as bone marrow. I don't want you to get that confused. You might hear another teacher or a doctor, or you might hear it anywhere. Somebody say bone marrow. They say, Mr. Guest didn't teach us about that. It's the same thing. Bone marrow and blood marrow is the same thing. In this picture here, you're seeing a blood marrow transplant or blood marrow, trying to think of the word for it, biopsy, where they're going in and they're taking out samples of your blood marrow to test it and see if it's healthy or not. Leukemia, which is a cancer of the blood, is notorious for blood marrow transplants and blood marrow transfusions because they got to go in and try to repair, try to fix or replace the blood marrow cells that actually make blood cells. We're going to talk more about that as well. Here we go. Blood marrow is the jelly-like substance which produces most of the body's blood cells. The jelly-like substance which produces most of the body's blood cells. Each bone is adapted for a specific function as we wrap this up. For example, thick, strong leg bones support our weight and provide power. Also, the rib cage and the breastplate, now, it protects vital organs like the heart and the lungs, liver, kidneys, so on and so on. Got it? Last but not least, and we can't forget the 4th function, our bones store minerals such as calcium. So you're talking about vitamin D, potassium, vitamin C, all the minerals and vitamins that your body needs. When it's not using it, it's stored in our bones. Calcium makes bones hard and strong. Remember that. That's why it's so important for you to take in your milk and your dairy products, because it's a huge source of calcium. And we need that to keep our bones hard and strong and healthy. Not just so they won't break, but so that they're functioning well enough to produce the blood cells that we need. For the most part, you're going to be fine. But go ahead and help your bones out by drinking that calcium. Understood? All right, and that's the end. Real quick, real sweet, but make sure that you understand and you don't underestimate the importance of your bones. Thank you very much. I'm out.